Less than a year ago, the finance minister of the Bahamas said that the retirement fund crisis must be given focus. This statement came on the heels of the central bank's latest private pension survey, which reaffirms that almost 3/4 of Bahamian workers are not covered by any formal pension plan. The central bank governor also stated that the pension crisis needs a government-led action and that this action was imperative. To further bring a microscope to view the seriousness of this problem, the National Insurance Board Actuarial Report projects that the NIB $1.6 billion reserve fund will be exhausted come 2029. Yes, in 9 short years, or less than 2 political terms, there will be zero, and I will repeat, $0 in the NIB reserve fund. Ladies and gentlemen, what makes this situation even more terrifying is the fact that these projections were reported before the COVID-19 pandemic. And to add to that, we've had a massive drain on our NIB resources. As such, we can assume that the estimated projected time of 2029 for bankruptcy of the reserve fund has been shortened, and the crisis looms even closer to the present date. This raises a grave concern for our nation. Bahamas, we are moving in a direction that, if left unchecked, will lead to bankruptcy and financial ruin for our country. We cannot sit idly by and think that this problem will go away. We must act, and we must act swiftly to correct the wrongs of our past leaders and change the trajectory. A comprehensive reform is required within the next few years to rescue our nation's Social Security scheme. The BDM, in keeping with being number one in the region in pension saving for citizens and care for our seniors, will establish the Future Save Pension Plan. The plan will be a mandatory plan to ensure that all employed citizens of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas have a secure pension upon retirement. The BDM government will secure this nest egg so that Bahamians can truly enjoy their latter years. The way forward, Bahamas, is for us to consider our natural resources, aragonite, soil, and sand, just to name a few, and the great wealth that the country has been denied by outsourcing these solely to private companies. The BDM will ensure that these arrangements and agreements are negotiated and renegotiated to ensure that the government of the Bahamas, on behalf of the people of the Bahamas, gets its fair share of ownership of these companies. In turn, the earnings and interest from these assets will be used to fund the Future Save Pension Plan. This growing fund will be managed by a division separate and apart from the National Insurance Board called the Future Save Pension Board. To protect the fund from government abuse, your BDM government will propose legislation prohibiting government and governments from accessing or borrowing fund from the pension plan like we now do with NIB. We cannot make the same mistake twice. If harvesting the natural resources can prosper the few, our plan will ensure the country's resources can and will benefit the many. We must create a better Bahamas for all Bahamians. Ladies and gentlemen, the time to act is now. This is the BDM's Revolution 2022. Join us.